But taking a look at the series layout, we're going to be kicking this one off with Oddball on live fire.
All right, Oddball on live fire to kick off the series. Slayer Aquarius followed up in map number 2. Strongholds Recharge in map 3. CTF Bazaar in 4. And then Slayer on live fire to wrap this series up. Now, when it's coming down, you know, we're seeing the Aquarius here. We're seeing a live fire for our Slayers. And Aquarius can be a little bit more fast-paced, you know, live wire. You know, it's a different story, but we'll worry about those when we get to it because we're ready to hop into the gameplay, everybody. I hope you are all having a fantastic time at home. Pop your popcorn, get your coffee, order that breakfast because it is about to go down between the Pioneers and Fnatic.
I'm pumped to kick this one off. Gonna see which team gets aggressive, tries to go for either early ball control, or if they're just going to try to slay each other out.
Yeah.
Generally, at a high level of play, when you're in doubt, you need to get those kills because you cannot afford to go down 3 or 4 down against a top squad like Pioneers or Fnatic. And kicking this one off, though, we got Druk, the Canadian superstar, fighting over at pillars and just kills that with ease. Generally, during some of those engagements, you take so much damage. That's all 4 down for Fnatic. Pioneers off to a fantastic start.
Beautiful, and they're gonna continue to press forward here, looking for the spawns, gonna try to lock down this tower setup, but Taulek will spot a player there towards Garage. So, they know Fnatic having to push down through yard. They'll be able to pick up 1 kill, and Druk rotating his ball towards the nest. I'm loving the route for him right now.
And what a smart ball rotation. I liked how Taulek was just checking out that garage the whole time, realized no one's coming through garage or elbow, and just escorts a route for Druk to push on over. Now, a little unfortunate play there, because with Druk in that rotation, you would expect to either get it all the way over towards B or get the play ball, but neither happened in that case, and members are dropping 1 by 1, and SuperCC takes the oddball from his old teammates.
And now, oddball camo combo. Hanging out here towards back tower. Sceptify looking towards the middle. Multiple nades coming over here towards the camo side, but with a heat wave in hand, he'll reposition. But he's getting chased, getting pursued, and he's gonna end up giving up that heat wave. He presses forward a little bit too much.
Also, just a slight misstep there when trying to hit that slide. Wanted to hit that slide and go over towards key door a little bit faster to get that close range engagement. Realized that he did not hit it fast enough, and then just kind of got caught in between a rock and a hard place. Got in no man's land right there in the middle of the heat wave spawn.
All right, Pioneer's gonna rotate this ball towards House and try to get the setup. Manny covering. He's in a big fight here. He'll take down SuperCC, the guy who he replaced here on the Pioneers. Got something to prove. Juziro will fall back. That's 3 down on the side. 2v2 actually, now 3 down on the side of Pioneers. Ball in the hands of Fnatic, and they're in a great spot to be able to get this lead change. Walshy, SoulSnipe, putting some good shots over there towards yard. Rotated back in. Some good shots. He'll win the battle. Teammates with him as well. Ball's right outside there towards scoreboard. And here comes the rest of Fnatic. They got their eyes on it, but this is going to be a big fight here for Sceptify.
Yeah, these fights are so big over at the garage side because you can get such a full setup on here. And then generally, if you are dying over here at garage, you're spawning all the way across the map. You're spawning all the way behind tower, and that's why it's so pivotal, because when you get those kills, reinforcements are going to be so far away. Look at all these members spawning all the way across the map. Even though Juziro died right here, all these members here from Pioneers have to traverse so far to fight against that oddball.
Now, Fnatic, they're going to be rotating this ball through yard. They're actually grouped up together, taking this one back towards the house. They got a few kills on the board as Pioneers spawning up towards tower once again. Trying to rotate, but so far, man, Fnatic, they've had a great defense, building up the score. They've doubled it up since they've had this setup. 30 more points till victory for them. SoulSnipe, he'll hit the repulsor, but misses those heat wave shots.
Both these Jedis doing force pushes against each other, both trying to create distance. It's like, all right, I guess us doing, you know, gust to win that back and forth at each other isn't going to do too much. But that distance created, benefited right there. And we're going to see what Sceptify can do with the snipe. Unfortunately, meeting a grenade on that end and cannot get comfortable. Trades out melees, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, couldn't do it there. Currently a 3v3 on the map. Druk trying to make his way towards green. Some great shots there. SoulSnipe to clean it up. That's 2 down on the side of Fnatic. The snipe is going to miss, and this should be a play ball situation. SuperCC almost recovered there and was able to take that snipe away, but instead, It is going to be...
Yeah, translates to a kill. These top pros, they get so many melee trades. They put themselves in those close range quarter scenarios where somebody has to just fly around the corner. They want to quickly finish off that kill so they're not being as cautious when rounding corners many times. And so, a situation like that, just getting the extra melee off, getting someone to one-shot is such a game changer here, Blaze. That's the fastest way you can get someone to one-shot is by trading out that melee.
Yep. Now, ball still bottom mid, but a little closer towards the house as SoulSnipe will bring this one back. He's getting pressed by Heat Wave, a few shots missed, but a good dribble, good rotation towards green. And now Druk will be his guardian, but has to deal with a player in nest from Fnatic. Some solid shots, gets the perfect right there, beautiful. And a single shot there towards middle. But Manny may drop down, looking for the cleanup on a kill. Ball is there, beautiful back smack from Manny. He should be able to get on a Heat Wave as well. It's on the ground, and now dribbling this ball back to green with his teammate, and he'll lock down the underpass at pillars, and we'll be able to mark a few players as well. But when we look at the mapping, we see the setup that the Pioneers have to try to come back in this one. It's looking good for them, but they need these next round of slays, and they already had one knockdown from Fnatic. So this offensive push from Fnatic is going to be coming in a little bit slower, but as I say that, they rush in and will find one. They find two. Ball will get played.
I was going to say, we have different definitions of slow because those players were coming in hot, Blaze. That was so fast, and I liked how speedy they were with that push. Sometimes when pushing across that open field, you can get caught in that mentality like, well, maybe I hang out of this box and this false sense of security, use a little cover. But when they have numbers, they do not hesitate to spread those wings and fly.
And especially when it comes down to Oddball, where your opponent has it set up, you only have so much time to work with. So as soon as your teammates are spawning up, sometimes you're already committed to the play and hoping that they can fill in those back lines. So even if you lose a player, still got to commit forward to the push. It wasn't good for Fnatic in that first round, and Pioneers will be able to strike first. Let's see how Fnatic wants to respond, but Walshy, in that first round, is there anything that, you know, when it came down to Fnatic's gameplay, that you feel like they could have did better?
Ooh, yeah, what could Fnatic have done better? I mean, they still won the round. It wasn't like, it was a pretty handy round, so I feel like Fnatic was playing fairly solid there. But yeah, as far as Pioneers, I mean, one downside that Pioneers have going in the series is Fnatic already has a match under their belt. They played Space Station Gaming earlier today. They won a close 3-2 series, so they're all hyped up, they're warmed up.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're getting into tournament series, yes, you can scrim, yes, you can warm up, but nothing really replaces the element of playing an actual tournament match. And so sometimes it can almost be looked at as an advantage to have an earlier match under your belt as that win.
Yeah, they definitely had a sweaty one against Space Station that went to that map 5 earlier today, so Fnatic warmed up, ready to play. Pioneers after that first round, they've been scrimming here towards the morning, but it's a lot different when it's an elimination match already played for the day on your opponent's side. So Pioneers, they got to step it up now, and this is a better start coming into this round for them. Got the lead, 3 kills in the hand of SoulSnipe. As we're watching, SuperCC doesn't have a kill to his name just yet, but Heat Wave in his back pocket. He'll spot the Pioneers as they're pushing up there towards top sandbag. Juziro will be able to pick up a kill. Envore as well. That's 2 down on the side of the Pioneers. And Fnatic, hey, they got a good flow.
Yeah, I mean, slays are pretty close to even across the board for these teams, but it feels like these members of Fnatic are getting the trades when they matter. They're getting the ball set up where it matters, over towards the garage. Here's a time where we're seeing members of Fnatic fall down, though. But we do see Juziro trying to follow this up. Not going to grab that ball right away. This kill right here could determine the next 15 points of the game. And it looks like Juziro and Fnatic walk with that kill. And they're putting points up on the scoreboard, well next to the scoreboard.
Yep. And now Envore pushing across top mid. He's taken out, and that's 2 kills coming through on the side of the Pioneers. But can SuperCC get a double of his own? Yes, he will with that perfect as he's taken out. New camo has spawned. Is going to be in the hands of Pioneers. They're going to have ball as well. They'll drop that Heat Wave on the ground for his teammate. And now we'll see if the X Factor himself can get some kills to put Pioneers in the lead to get this tie.
Yeah, and Manny already spotted out. Doesn't feel like camo is as much of a hidden element in this game with these top pros. They know how to see just those small little shifts on the map. And they also know which routes the camo is going to be taken. They're like, all right, it's going to be one of these few spots. These players have just these, well, I like to call like these internal timers. They know how often they check their backs for a potential flank from areas they don't have watched. And then also, when a camo is acquired, they know that it's got to be over at this point because camo is not wasting time just sitting around the camo pillar.
Exactly.
The camo
Once he gets popped, he only has a
out.
few exit routes in which he has to take in. So, hey, roll the dice, and you may come out on top. But Fnatic, man, you know, their luck is looking good today, and I'll definitely bet on them on the championship Sunday the way that they've been playing so far, as Sceptify backing up. But he steps forward, takes down Taulek. He'll get himself a heat wave. But he sees the nades coming from green and get the call outs towards his teammates. He's pressing forward. Cannot allow any more time to go over here towards the Pioneers as they play ball.
And so what I'm seeing here is just a team that's just slightly more warmed up, playing a little bit better here in the form of Fnatic. Even just like that challenge there from Taulek onto Sceptify. Sceptify coming out ahead and winning that battle. And those are just such big difference makers here. There are going to be those times where you have those individual fights and it's just, you got to win it.
Yep.
You know, majority of this game does come down to teamwork and team shotting and playing together, but there are some times you cannot help it but just have to shoot your way out of a fight.
Yeah, and we'll see if the Pioneers can shoot their way to breaking the defense of Fnatic, because they're racking up a lot of time. Walsh, 35 points till victory. They still get the ball back Snipe Tower, and they're just ready for this rotation towards green, right? Oh! SuperCC taking out his old teammates with that beautiful nade. Goes for the quick scope! Couldn't get it on the second shot. But as I was saying, that ball's just going to rotate towards green in the late game, and you see Fnatic less than 20 points away from victory as Pioneers trying to rotate through tower. They're going to have to push multiple different lanes at once as the ball is played. Pioneers.
I was going to say that's such a difficult position for Pioneers, because not only do they need to push over towards green and get those kills, but even once they do, they're not even rewarded with the ball time or a setup. They have to now push back over towards the center, towards tunnel, and restart the process all over again. So just great rotations, great ball locations here from the Fnatic roster.
Yeah, it's a masterclass right now in Championship Sunday, as we'll see them hold this ball for the last few seconds. Now, as I'm saying, that Pioneers, they break through. They have ball control here at house. They're down by 55 points.
They need a good setup here, and they have to go one of two routes. One, they have to close out on this setup either at garage, or they need to take a safer route and rotate this ball over towards green so that they can get some time clawed back, you know, make this game within reach, and then play ball it for when Fnatic likely breaks their setup.
And we see Fnatic is making that play through green, okay? They are having that presence of mind to understand where Pioneers want to rotate this, so they don't take that open route. But as you see, coming through the key door, a quick kill being picked up there. Manny having to step forward. That ball's in Fnatic's hands, but as he's taken out, that's 3 down on the side of the Pioneers. Looking to strike first in map number 1. They officially lock it in.
And that was that ball rotation I was talking about, Blaze. I said they had to get towards green, and like you said, it felt like Fnatic were just a step ahead.
Yeah.
They said, all right, well, we're going to eventually break this up. It's unlikely that you're going to get 60 points of uncontested time. And they held down green, did not let them rotate that ball out through elbow to play ball it, got the kills, and got the last 11 seconds.
Yeah, and that was beautiful there towards the end, because they knew that, hey, we got time to work with, just 17 more points to victory. If we're to press them in house, where are they going? Well, the best play forward and play ball is going to be that green side. So we'll hold our gunfights here, slowly pinch them in, force them into the open air towards Camo. Worked out, got the last few seconds there.
That's the difference between the top pro teams and emerging amateur teams or newer players, is when they're close to victory, pro teams say, we can slow it down. We don't need to force anything. Where some of the amateur teams say, we just need 10 seconds. Charge, grab that ball.
And
yeah, make it happen.
That's the beauty about the slowdown, too, as well, because at the top level, you understand that if you make that quick decision to go onto your back foot and change the pace, your opponent's still rotating, okay? They'll rotate into your crosshairs, and you can pick up a few easy kills right there.
Yep, taking a look at that scoreboard, though. Slays in the favor of Fnatic. You know, Envore going +6, Juziro going +6. Feels like I'm repeating myself, as we got Sceptify with a +7. So just massive numbers across the board there from the Fnatic roster. And I mean, when you're outslayed by that much, you're going to win.
And the one standout there, we got to call it out, was just Manny's performance, okay? He had a -12 and a KDA. Everyone else here in this map, which went positive, so it was just a lot on his shoulders there. A few of those gunfights being lost. Hey, tilted this map over there towards Fnatic. You know, some of those just 1v1s, Fnatic gets to set up, puts on 20 or so points. So we'll see how Manny will be able to recover as we head towards the Slayer. But Fnatic, they got the job done in map number 1. Aquarius coming up next, Walsh.
Yep, Aquarius Slayer. And I mean, this one can be a coin toss at players at this level. When you look at Aquarius, I always try to relate it back to old Halo maps. It's like, you know, it's the most symmetrical arena-style map, similar to like a midship or a derelict or wizard, whatever you want to compare it to. And so both these teams are going to know how to play it. And Fnatic cannot, or sorry, Pioneers cannot afford to go down 2-0 in this series.
No, they cannot. They cannot, you know, because when it comes down to it, so I will say this, though. Our scores is wrong because Fnatic won that one, correct? Fnatic did win that one.
Yeah, no
Fnatic
worries.
won. So we will get that one changed up. But yeah, in the end, Fnatic, hey, looking so good so far.
Yeah.
And, you know, as they got some pressure alleviated off their shoulders heading to the Slayer, hey, the Slayers are there. Just keep going. You know, it's still early on in this series, especially with two teams who are so evenly matched on the championship Sunday to see who's pulling away. But the Pioneers, they're going to need the hometown crowd to give them some cheers going into map number 2. I know you want to earn it. I know it's early here on Sunday, but, hey, they need to crack some Red Bulls watch or something. You need to give them the hookup.
They they need to step it up, absolutely, because this is just a difficult position. One, I would consider Pioneers to be the stronger team as far as past records have shown and past placings. However, Fnatic, they came through strong. Like I said, that first match today, I was actually a bit surprised the fact that we heard Fnatic won, you know, a close 3-2 against Space Station. I was like, all right, does that bode well for Fnatic? But it seems like them getting that first win under the belt, doesn't matter if it's a 3-2 or a 3-0, they got the win, and they're coming in hyped into game number 2. And there we have the score updated right there, showing Fnatic winning that first Oddball, and then they want to extend that lead. You know, see a 2-0 on Oddball. They want to make the series a 2-0 and win the Slayer on Aquarius.
Keys to victory for Pioneers going on Aquarius Slayer. Number 1, you got to shut down Envore, okay? Because he's just going to warm up. He had a great second round of that Oddball. So once he gets going and starts shooting bodies and he's vibing, the entire team is vibing right there. Also, SuperCC is playing for a lot, so Fnatic's looking scary. Also, on the flip side for Pioneers, Manny got to slow it down a little bit, okay? Especially coming towards the Slayer. You know, I do expect him to have a better game just because the simple fact is that you know, there's going to be certain times where he has to slow down and doesn't have to commit to certain plays, especially if they get up in the lead. He doesn't have to commit to pressing for his ball and taking some risky fights that he may or may not win. So coming here into this next map, we'll see if he can kind of balance out that KD for it. Because the rest of his team played great. The rest of his team played great. They were picking up some kills. Taulek was winning his 1Vs there. SoulSnipe was hitting his shots. So we'll see. Yeah,
we'll see how it steps up. The last thing that I was going to add for KC Pioneers is they need to either be backing down, staying live together, or if they're going to be taking the challenges, you better be winning those challenges.
Or
you know
commit,
what I mean? It's okay to challenge. I mean, you're going to have to force fights from time to time, but if you're forcing those fights, you better be winning them. You better be warmed up.
Well, they know now that Fnatic, they're ready to play, so Pioneers ready to shift it up into another gear. Let's get it. This Aquarius on Slayer. We're kicking this one off with Juziro as he'll get taken out by a nade and a shot. Man advantage on the map here for the Pioneers. The SuperCC getting pressured over towards car side. He's taken out. Sceptify rotated down through fridges. Gonna go towards closet and looking for this next kill. Great breakout for the Pioneers. Good shots coming out for Sceptify. But when it comes down to top mid control, it is gonna be in favor of Fnatic for now.
Yep, for the time being it is. I didn't see what happened with that camo for that short period of time. Not sure if anyone got away with it or if it ended up being a burn or just traded back and forth. So we're going to have to see. And there it is, actually in the hands of Taulek. So Taulek and the Pioneers up by 4 right now. Barely misses that plasma grenade. Instead goes for the insta, slightly unsuccessfully, but just trying to put some pressure on this util. Always getting those melee trades like I talked about, though, Blaze. Every single time these players are going to opt to get at least a melee in versus trying to get that extra shot in or try to get that trade in with a grenade. They're always going for those melees because it's the highest consistent way to get extra damage for your teammates.
And also on a map like Aquarius that has so many open sight lines, you know your teammates are shooting and you may come into a fight with a guy already having one shot on him if you got a great anchor. So once you put 1 or 2, confirm the kill with the melee, keep the numbers even, and try to find that opening. Try to find an opportunity to get the flow back for your team. Another trade there towards car side. 2 players down on Fnatic. It's going to be a 4-kill lead for Pioneers, and Druk looking to increase that.
Yeah, this is looking real good for Pioneers thus far. They have both lanes, like you talked about before. They have the top pink side, they have the top car side. And now we're just seeing all these members from Fnatic stuck inside the blue base. How are they going to push out? First one pushes out, Sceptify, gets taken out. on his own. Taulek fighting a different fight over at red base, but that's okay when you're in Pioneer's position. If you control the center of the map, you can easily switch back and forth towards red and blue base and give shots across the map.
Yeah, keeping Fnatic off kilter. This Taulek, he'll be able to get the sizzle sticks, as I love to call him. Shout out Shurzy. Now, as he's going to be moving back here towards the base, Pioneers, they got a great lead, and we were talking about when they do have advantages like this, they get to play fast, they get to challenge these fights, and you know, so far, Manny having a better performance in this one than he did the last map. Druk's going to be 4-2. SoulSnipe 8-3. The Slayer for now, leading the team on their charge. Now, we look at the scores on the Fnatic side. You know, everybody in negative for now. SuperCC not having the best game, but it's still early on. Fnatic has to find a way to slow this one down and start picking up some kills. But SoulSnipe, they need to get him out of top mid.
Yeah, I was just going to say, besides slowing it down, they actually have to just get some center control. There's so many times where they have these players on both side bases, and that can be difficult to know how to coordinate. One of the options you can do if you're spawning at both blue and yellow base is you choose car or pink side. And that way both your teammates are pushing in from both sides. You can pinch in and get a double team from that side, but still just tough because, like I said, that takes a lot of coordination. Generally, when you spawn at base, you're worried about one small engagement over at utility, over on bridge side. You're not thinking about this macro picture of how you take over the center of the map with your teammates across the map.
Because, yeah, if you're in base, first objective always has to be get some mid control, okay? Even if you're down, you play slow. Sometimes you just turtle up and allow your opponents to just spawn kill you. On Aquarius, it happens a lot. Now, as we're seeing SuperCC, he'll get taken out. Pioneers will rocket there towards top mid. Juziro looking for his next target. He'll see his opponents across. Down by 10 is Fnatic. He'll pick up the pistol. 2 good shots. There's the perfect, beautiful work there from Juzy.
And look at all that extra damage. And right there, you saw Manny desperately trying to charge in and get that kill trade. We're going to see if Fnatic can take advantage of that. We now see Envore in the top side of the map. Only 7 kills between these two teams, but they now have Pioneers pinned over at the blue base. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
All right, Pioneers trapped in. Envore, he'll push towards middle, crack one shield, but get his cracked as well. Envore traded out. SuperCC finds a kill, 3v3, but man advantage for the Pioneers. Now evened out once again, but as I say that, it's Fnatic who'll win that team fight, and they'll cut that deficit by just a few more kills. Great shots coming out from Juzy and Sceptify.
And look at this scoreline start to tighten up a little bit. 5 kill difference between these two teams, and that was just all within that center control and trying to get those spawn kills on the side. Doesn't look like it amounted to much more. Actually, now we're at a 5-kill game, so it is starting to tighten up a little bit, but it's really tough to say. When these trades go back and forth, they're just so quick, and you can't tell, all right, was that a 1-for-1 trade? Was that a 1-for-0 trade? Because generally when those melees start flying, as we see right there, the people start dying.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Fnatic. Look at the score. They've got that deficit within 4. Doing a lot better here. Juziro stepping it up here in the second half. He's 8-3. Envore even at 9-9. So they're winning their gunfights, getting some momentum back in their favor. And we see 2 kills traded out there towards top mid.
I love that fast play by Druk. One thing that was brilliant about that is he didn't round the corner immediately. Instead, was able to slide much faster by rounding that corner out of that line of sight. What that offers is 2 different things. One, that player who's over at bottom pink doesn't see Druk immediately, and so they start to think that their back is much safer than this. And then for Druk to do that, if it happens to be the right time, can slide on through, potentially catch a player off guard where they would not be throwing a grenade.
Manny drops that heat wave. 2 kills come through for Fnatic. Walsh, and we got a lead change. It's 37-36. Fnatic, we got in momentum back in their favor. Pioneers, they got to step it up. Sceptify with camo in hand. This is getting scary for the hometown team.
Sceptify was quick check to see if that heat wave was up. Just kind of lost track of that for a moment, but now on the hunt, sees these players out in courtyard and does not just stand out in the open, and also does not hesitate to just shoot someone across the map. Unfortunately, taking out 1-for-1, but right there, essentially they're using this camo in the fashion of they get first shot, intel, and getting first or second shot. They're not going to go for all these miraculous one back smack plays and whatnot. Like those can and will happen from time to time, but it's not the higher consistency play at this highest level of play.
That nade was gold in there from SoulSnipe. Envore trapped between two. He'll back up towards top car, get some help from his teammates, taking some shots across from Pink. Rotates mid-map. He'll get sandwiched there, and another kill being picked up by the Pioneers. 3-kill lead for him. This is not over with yet. Sceptify trying to go huge, but that player for the Pioneers will get a dodge, but he can't dodge that nade. 2 quick kills coming out, Walshy. And now within one, once again, is Fnatic. Can they tie it up? Juziro gets the help. The Commando can't clean up the kill, and that's 2 coming out, making it 3 coming out for the Pioneers.
And this is a massive victory if Pioneers don't pull this one out. They do not want to start off their Sunday down 0-2. They want to try to even this one out and make it a best of 3.
The crowd's chanting.
What a huge kill from Manny. They are now only 1 kill away, Blaze, from securing this victory.
And it's SoulSnipe with the heat wave to close it down. Pioneers gets it all tied up 1-1. Ooh-wee, what a first map that was. And, you know, big shout out to SoulSnipe right there because he had a dominant performance right there. Yep, coming out. He kicked off the game about 8-3, letting everyone know on Fnatic that, hey, you got to deal with me, okay? Letting the team know I'm winning my gunfights, play around me, play for the positioning. And when you have a player like that who's on fire, it opens up the door for so many plays.
Yep, and that's the beauty of a roster like KC Pioneers and also even Fnatic. Pretty much all these top teams. Yes, you have players who might be a step above as far as consistency and the numbers they put up, but generally all these players can go off at some point, and you need to lean into that. You need to take advantage of if someone's on fire, all right, back up a little bit, be in a more supporting role to let them go off and put up the kills.
Yep. I totally agree, man, because, you know, you think about when you're preparing for this event, right, and you're thinking about land. I don't know about for you, but for me, you know, anytime I imagine myself on main stage clutching up, hitting a bunch of snipes, I got chills, right? And so anytime I got to that main stage, it's like, hey, give me the scope. I'm ready to make the play. And, you know, it's good to see SoulSnipe there because I know these players imagine that, hey, if I got to drop the overkill for the team, the double, the triple, if I got to step up, I'm going to be that guy. And man, you know, he definitely was very smooth in that matchup, and he was ready for it. Definitely was.
And unsurprising, a lot of assists across the board there as well for KC Pioneers. 66% of their kills were assisted, so they had 33 assists there across the board.
Oh, man, just talk about the teamwork, right? Looking for each other. We were seeing how when it came down to those trades, especially on Aquarius, so many sight lines up top. Players anchoring top mid, anchoring towards the top base. So lots of shots, lots of teamwork. And, you know, we see the comms kind of for the Pioneers coming through for them, all right? So a great team effort for them to get this series all tied up 1-1, but it's not over with yet. I do believe we got Strongholds coming up soon.
Yeah, not even close over. We got Strongholds on Recharge, and we're going to absolutely also see a game 4, which is CTF on Bazaar. I mean, not much more can be said. I mean, when you're up 1-1, and now all of a sudden this series turns into a best of 3. You can kind of forget what's happened in the past. Last 2 games no longer matter. They nullified each other out. It's now a best of 3 between these 3 maps.
Yeah.
One team going home, one team moving on to the top 8.
I'm excited to see who's going to end up getting Eagle on this side of the map and who get that top spawn. I'm assuming that it is going to be the Pioneers, the higher seeded team, you know, in this matchup. So their start is going to have to be clean. We'll see if they can come away with the scope, come away with the camos, and see how they want to break out, because as soon as you get up with that lead and get that set up, hey, you're up on top. And you want to stay on top throughout the entirety of the map. You don't want that pressure on your back, of course, as we all know. But on this end, Fnatic, did you feel like anyone may have, you know, could have had a better performance there in that map number 2? What you expecting for them coming over to Strongholds to try to stay ahead?
Tough to single out any members there. For me, it just seemed like they had this massive lead. They were controlling the side of the map, doing well. They're up by 7, and then to lose that lead of 7 kills.
Yeah, that was the Pioneers.
Oh, sorry, that's Pioneers losing that 7 kills. So I mean, they pulled that one back and then barely dropped at the end. But yeah, it's hard for me to pinpoint any individuals there. I mean, there's so many times where I just see like these back and forth trades. I mean, I guess if I had to highlight aim from Fnatic, who I thought was doing well, like I saw individual isolation from Juziro. Juziro, I believe it was one of the few members that went positive, going positive 3 there.
It was him and Envore.
Him and Envore going positive 3, and then when I did see those individual fights, like the one that sticks out in my mind the most was Utility, just 4-shotting someone perfectly all the way at bottom car.
All right, right there. Well, we'll see how those players are going to be performing going into this next map. And, you know, me and both these squads, right, very evenly matched right now on a Sunday morning. You know, forget all the old stats out there. Throw them out the window. It's about who wants it the most today, who got the most rest, who got that good meal in the morning, who's caffeinated, okay, who is ready to play. And so far, it's a push here at 1-1, and we'll see if we see any dominant performances out of Strongholds, but I don't think we've seen anything dominant so far out of these last 2 maps. It's just been a push and pull battle.
Yeah, a lot back and forth. I mean, we did see kind of Fnatic walk away a bit more with that first Oddball game, Livefire. I felt like they were kind of the driver's seat for the most part, but let's take a quick look here at their Stronghold stats. Looks like Fnatic have been having an easier route when it comes to slaying here on Strongholds. And in general, when it comes to these top teams, whoever's out slaying is usually winning.
Yep, exactly. So when it comes down to a Fnatic, hey, they got the leg up. But we'll see if those stats hold true going up against this Pioneers team. We hope you all having a fantastic day at home, enjoying yourself. Walshy, we're going to get a new champion this weekend, you think?
Ooh, that one's tough to say. I mean, there's so many strong squads here, but I am usually a
about a numbers guy?
Doubter. Yeah, I'm kind of a doubter or numbers guy or a history guy where I'm just like, hey, I haven't seen Cloud9 lose a major LAN. You know, the core 3 players there, and Renegade, Stellar, and Eco, they haven't lost a major LAN.
You know why you're a numbers guy?
Why?
You know why? Because that's what you used to tell people all the time. They said, are you going to win this event? Is Final Boss going to lose? Look at the numbers.
I'm like,
check the wiki.
Did the sun come out yesterday? Is the sky blue? Like, you know, what more do you want?
You don't even got to say anything else. You ain't got to explain yourself, no strategies. Just tell people, check the receipts, all right? Here we go, loaded into map number 3, Strongholds on Recharge. Kicking it off with Taulek, and we did see Eagle Spawn go over there towards Pioneers, and he sees the snipe on the other end, but they can't grapple it just yet. You got to fight for top glass, top pipes. As he's checking his corner, peeking it, jiggling it, asking for a little bit of help, looking to win this battle. Oh, big fight being won there by Sceptify.
Yeah, Sceptify taking on Taulek, and I believe that's like the second main individual fight we've seen where Sceptify came out ahead.
Yeah,
the other one that sticks out in my mind was the Livefire fight in the bottom of tunnel where Taulek had Heatwave.
Now, Juziro comes out the camel for a perfect 4-shot. He'll reset the hill, and we got a trip cap on the board for Fnatic. Currently a 3v3 on the map, A being contested as well as B. Both capped up, close from being there. And you'll see Juziro move up.
Rising here to catch SoulSnipe off guard. Generally, if you're in top A and you saw that reset happen over at C, you're expecting somebody to come over towards top control or bottom control. And if you didn't see anyone going across that catwalk bridge, your first instinct should be, all right, did someone take the Mangler path and go below? So I would say that was a bit of a surprise that SoulSnipe was unaware of that flank coming behind.
Yeah, Walshy was talking about the timings at the high level, you know, the instincts of these players. And at this level, you got to know to check 1 and 2 before you move from that route. Now, SuperCC here towards the basement. New Camel comes up in 20 seconds. Doesn't see anyone here in the trenches, but as he looks towards the skies, they know a few players are going to be top glass. Sceptify, he'll lose that battle against Taulek this time around as 2 go down for Fnatic. A-Hill transferring over towards the Pioneers. They got 2 to their name, and they know that the spawns are coming in towards C. Envore gets taken out here. SoulSnipe rotates through control where his teammate cleaned up a kill, and now they're relaxed. They'll shift the captures over to C and start anchoring that AC setup.
And we now have a flipped trip cap here, like that play from Manny, realizing that player's getting shot. No need to close that gap and sword. Instead, bust out your BR, double team with your teammates. So that is a great heads-up weapon switch right there. And Manny just on the hunt, trying to find anyone. There's the first kill on SuperCC, trying to look for more, but doesn't look like they're going to try to force another trip cap. Instead, they had the damage done. They got 50 points on the board. They can kind of sit back here, let members of Fnatic push out, and just put points on the board.
Oh, that was not a stick, but we will see 3 go down for Fnatic. Great kills coming out for the Pioneers. They're looking to capture C and hold this trip cap, get one of their own. Their opponents will be spawning pipes towards B. So Pioneers got their eyes on long, got their eyes towards mid-map. And when it comes down to it, Manny, he has to disengage for a bit, but with the sword in hand and his teammate drawing some fire towards his direction, Pioneers good to hold on to C-Hill, but Manny with the dash, not close enough.
I was just wondering if Pioneers were kind of overstaying their welcome over at C. I felt like the damage had been done, and at this point, them staying over at Hydro like that could force members of Fnatic to spawn on out over towards A or Pipes or somewhere different. So we'll have to see if it comes back to bite them. But generally, when you get that trip cap, if you're going to hold anywhere else, you're going to want to try to hold other areas, like I said, over towards catwalk control. Like, you're not going to want to try to force out C, but it looks like they just have... Oh, my God. Just as I cut myself off, I was going to say they had you know, red in their eyes. They're just getting aggressive. They want to go for slaves. They feel like if they get the kills, they can do whatever they want. And look at this constant pressure over here at C from KC Pioneers.
Oh, it's so good. They got all 3 heals in. You know, I was watching before. You know, sometimes it's a good situation to, you know, kind of bait that objective a little bit, right? You know, your team's controlling it. You got to rotate. You know your opponent's trying to get it. Allow them into the hill a little bit. You know, cross them out now. Taulek, we saw that play yesterday on Oddball where he almost snatched that ball, you know, towards the OT side of it, which was good. But now with Camo and Snipe, he picks up 1, looks towards C. Nothing. His teammates there, they got to lock down, so they know the spawns are coming in towards A. Yeah,
here's the downside. Like I kept talking about, KC Pioneers kept pushing over towards C. They had control on the map. They had 2 or 3 strongholds, and now they're finding themselves stuck over at C and finding a hard way to push out. You don't really have great options. You either have to put through long haul and make your way up towards glass / pipes, or you have to push over towards control, and teams can basically hold you off and couple those choke points. So we're gonna have to see if this bites them in the long run, but the luxury that Pioneers have right now is they put so many points on the board that they have so many pushes in front of them.
Oh, don't do it to him, but the first nade blew his nade up in his face, and that's a double kill to come through for Fnatic. Manny's taken down as well, and that's be a squad wipe, Walshy. As C Hill will get transferred over, A Hill is reset. Fnatic, they got Pioneers pressed back here towards Pipes, but they're looking for the spawns now. We'll see if they find them, but they do have a teammate fighting top of glass, so they do got a lot of intel. You see the snipe coming out from screen left. Kills traded out, and now Juziro inside the B hill. He wins a big fight, almost gets the snipe SC for the save.
Yeah, just trying to pick that off. Sometimes when you're backed in the corner of B, you want to try to fight your way out, and it's just so tough. This B stronghold can be so unforgiving. If you make one slight misstep, you can get picked off and have that hill reset.
Now Envore in control with his teammates. He gets the cleanup. That's 2 down on the side of the Pioneers, and it's going to be Fnatic with A Hill to their name, B Hill and C Hill and Camo dominating the map right now. And this is what they need to make the comeback. A will transfer over. They know the spawns are going to be at elevator, and Envore, he's relaxing, checking his corners. Now he knows exactly he needs to press forward.
Yeah, and this is actually a really smart push from SuperCC. It looks like it's working out as they get some damage over here on the catwalk, but realizing that all these members are pushing over towards pipe, didn't see shots coming out from top elevator, and decided to take advantage of that. See if he can shoot people in the back over at Turbine or capture that A stronghold.
Now Envore, as Camo's going to dissipate, he needs to rotate towards long. Across the map is going to be Sceptify, his teammate at C. They get the call out towards L2. But has to back down. Kills coming out for SuperCC. Man advantage, 2-man advantage for Fnatic. Washington. AC Hill is looking good. They're also being aggressive in pipes, trying to control the power weapons in the Camo.
And this is interesting. Instead of grappling the shock rifle to himself, Juziro wants to save that last grapple in case he needs to get to escape. And look at that chain reaction off the center of the stronghold. For those that don't know, you can use the shock rifle on weapons or even that center stronghold spot to chain react that lightning and damage somebody. So he knew someone was weak in C and gets the finish off by shooting the stronghold location.
I love the sandbox in Halo.
It is so great.
It really is. Now Juziro, he dodges and couldn't get the back smash.
He was saving that grapple, didn't work out for it, but right there, that's what he was saving for. Wanted to kind of have that in his back pocket in case he needed to escape from one of those members.
KCP 10 points away from tying this one up. They got pressure on B, it's converted. Pressure on C, it's getting converted. It's gonna be a trip cap on the map for them in the late game. Now they gotta control, they gotta rotate to keep up this momentum.
Well, we have to see if it's a mistake again. So many times we've seen from KCP, and what style points is Druk going for here today? He wants to get in that top 10, but that was such a sick maneuver. But I do worry about KCP consistently getting that trip cap and then being stuck over at C. They really want to make sure that they are leaving C open so that these players spawn over at long haul and over at the C plat.
Now, KCP trying to work hard at getting his B hill back. They got just a 5-point lead. They got some time to work with. Even though that lead may change, don't get too frantic. Give yourself a few seconds to work with to execute as they'll pick up a kill on SuperCC. A second, a third. They're looking for the fourth as the A hill getting decapped. They can capture the rest as they'll take B and C. The Pioneers will stay up. A little missed jump from Druk. But the shots is there, and there's the trade, Walsh.
Gets the trade, but you know he wanted to get that shock rifle and do a little bit more work. These are points ticking up here for Pioneers, but this is anyone's game at this point. We're going to see B Stronghold going in the hands of Fnatic, and now they're putting points on the board. And which Stronghold are Pioneers stuck at again? It's C.
Yeah, and that's not where you want to be at in this situation. But as the C hill gets capped, those spawns will get pressed out.
Look at that escape
well.
right away. SuperCC caps C and just runs on out. Wants to make sure those spawns stay open, but it's too late. He knows he has to be on the hunt and find one player over the pipes. There's a second one. Gonna clear these up, and those are gonna be a couple staggered spawns. Pioneers have to make something happen in this 2v4 scenario.
We saw yesterday with Sentinels, but can the Pioneers get it done? They need to get another hill. Is it B? Is it A? There's the hope. The player B is taken out, so Pioneers will get the transfer for now, but they need one more as they're being threatened. Envore with the sword will be able to close it out, and Fnatic takes map number 3, one away from moving on in elimination bracket.
What a huge comeback, and you have to keep in mind Pioneers had an over 100-point lead
to start that one off early.
Yeah, in the middle of that game. And it just felt like they continued to try to push for that trip cap, and it came back to bite them in some ways. It felt like they maybe overextended and gave up a couple kills.
Yeah.
And towards the end, it got a little too late.
Yep.
They started getting staggered spawns and were forced to just try to make a miraculous play at the end. They almost did it, but it's just too little too late, like I said.
The C hill was hurting them a lot, having to spawn up there over and over. And, you know, especially in this series, going up against Fnatic, who is going toe-to-toe with you on gunfights. Sometimes you don't need to be overzealous for that trip cap. And hold the 2 for a little bit, take a breath, you know, win another slate of team fights for the squad.
Especially if you have the advantage, especially if you have a large lead like that. Yes, you sometimes want to get aggressive and keep the pressure on, but the pressure's already ticking in an objective game like this. You can sit back, allow your opponent to make some mistakes. It felt like KCP were just trying to push forward and make everything happen. Taking a quick look at the stats, though. Envore, you were calling him out earlier.
Yeah,
he must have been listening. He went positive 10 that last game with 21 and 11.
Yeah, and, you know, not only he was listening, you know, Manny was listening as well. He had a little bit of a better performance from the last one, but ultimately it's Envore who really kind of shut that one down. And I said, you do not want this guy to start vibing, okay? He's going to be shooting bodies, staying hype. You know, I don't know what type of trash talk you had back in the day, Walsh, but one of my favorites is that when you're winning gunfights, you just peek between the monitors. You don't stand up, you just peek between the gaps in the monitors and make eye contact with them like, yeah, what's up? I just won that fight. So
just a little eye contact.
Yeah, just a little eye contact. You don't have to say nothing.
You both know.
You know, we know, okay? The crowd don't need to know, but you know in game, I just cooked you the last few fights.
I was going to say also with the Gears of War trash talk, I feel like some of that stuff cannot be repeated here on stream. we apologize in advance. Do not Google or look up anything on that.
No, don't do that one now. You know, we're rowdy, but we learn from the best as we were taught by you, Granddaddy Walsh, you and Gandhi and everybody else as we were at the MLG events back then. But, you know, hey, that's console esports for you, okay? You know, we always get rowdy, and, you know, we miss those days before we actually had the headsets, and you just came through and it was just you had to talk loud, but not too loud because you don't want to give out your call-outs to other teams. So you had to whisper some things here and there.
Or even sometimes you call a little too loud because I let sometimes the other team know our strategy, and sometimes our strategy was
wrong.
No, it was true. I just said charge because we can't lose. And like that was our team strategy. Like, oh yeah, we really can't lose. We're just going to charge her now and close this game out.
Yeah, in single life game modes, we used to yell fake call-outs. Like, all right, we're pushing, we don't push. And everybody coming out of cover, headshots. Like, all right, we'll take that round. But as Fnatic looking to take this series one map away, we're loading into Bazaar CTF. Well, they'll be able to do it. Or will a hometown team, the Pioneers, come back into this one? They need their fans behind them more than ever with their backs against the wall. Walshy, break the stats.
These look neck and neck. Those KDs are 0.01 apart. But we do have overall CTF going in favor of Fnatic. Not sure if these are the Aquarius CTF stats or the Bazaar CTF stats, but So we'll get that. I'll get that clarified through just to make sure. But it does look like these teams are so evenly tied here on this game mode.
Folks, here we go. Map number 4. Let us know who you're rooting for as we're on board with Manny. He'll tag that player with a nade, take some damage himself, but he knows he has to hold his ground at the top of the map. Rockets were picked up by Fnatic, hunting for him right now.
Where? Yeah, there the Rockets are all the way up that spot over the alley. I was just a bit surprised as how those got over there. I never really saw the snag. Never saw, you know, would have been too late for a grapple to get over there. And I don't know if we saw any combat evolved medals in that position. But despite getting rockets there for Fnatic, KCP are in the superior position as they're pushing through the BR, pushing the tree, and they know these players are somewhere in these corners. They're checking around trying to find out where these members of Fnatic are hiding.
They truly are. SoulSnipe, he'll be able to get that kill, return his flag
Pointless
back to base.
down here. I feel like SoulSnipe just needs to push up through a tree and do some damage in the center. At some points when you have the flag just barely out of your base, no one from the opposing team is really in a position to grab that anyways. Sure, the safer play is to spend those 3 or 4 seconds to recover the flag to be safe.
Running that way.
But that's the thing is, like, this game is a game of efficacy. And if you can push out to the center of the map just 3 or 4 seconds earlier, you're going to get that shot over the opposing tree, shot on the center of the map to help get more control across the map. And so that's always just like one small tidbit I always take from is if you feel very confident that flag's not gonna get grabbed again, just leave it, let it return on its own. Time will take care of it.
Also, there's a such thing as playing at a championship level pace, okay? Playing for those objectives, playing for the high ground, and when you're playing top teams like Cloud9, they understand when you're a beat behind and when they can take advantage of you. So, always want to be playing for those positional points and what you can get. OS and 7. A good nade there from Juziro. He'll get the kill. Looks towards the skies. Can't clean up the player towards door, but next over there towards BR. Envore gets taken out, and it's Taulek who's on a tear.
But we have the overshield coming up. There's a grab from Sceptify. SuperCC trying to give some backup. Taulek's going to take out SuperCC, and these players are going back and forth. This OS is already negated.
Yeah.
Sceptify has none left, and 2 members of Fnatic go down despite getting that power up.
Yeah, I don't even think he was able to pop it in that situation. If so, he just got melted right away. Envore gets the Bulldog. Gonna dodge the nades there, but can't dodge that one. Backing down, trying to see if he needs to slow it down or not, but Juziro picks up a kill. SoulSnipe with the trade is currently a 3v3 on the map, but Pioneers, they had a slight advantage, not anymore.
All right, Fnatic picking up a couple kills. Rockets coming up in 10 seconds. I like this play here from Envore, just taking up more real estate. You don't need to be right on top of the Rockets or center of the map to get those. If you take up some more ground, your player or your teammate will grab those easily. And here it is, Sceptify looking like he was going to go grab those Rockets, meeting some resistance over an alley, and so he decides to grapple it to himself. But he's just panicking. He does not know where this pressure is coming from. And that's going to be Rockets going down. Both sides have had ineffective rockets, and that's more so due to how well the opposing team is playing.
That was a good rocket from Manny, and they'll take down Juziro. That's 2 quick kills, washing. They know where the next 2 players are. 2 good offensive nades to block the player from the corner. They'll take the flag off the podium and get the 2 kills on a cleanup. It's going to be a run and a dash and a slide towards the house.
One thing that Pioneers need to be careful of here, though, is as they're capping this flag, they can't set themselves up for a counter cap. Right here, Juziro is getting 1 pick over towards alley. It looks like there's a couple more traded in the center of the map. OS is coming up in 10 seconds, and look at that recap. Not even just counter cap, they need to cap their flag first. Look at that stop there from Fnatic to get that flag recovery. Even though they got the slays, Pioneer had the slays somehow.
They did, and that was a great cap. You know, I do believe Fnatic had 1 person in Pioneer's base, but as soon as they spawned, they just took that route from bottom Rockets and just shot right on through the alley and was able to disrupt Pioneers there. Now Taulek, he's pulling out again.
Disjointed push, 2nd time disjointed push. We have this member in SoulSnipe trying to push over towards alley to support this flag run. Instead, the flag's going towards the center. So it feels like these members of Pioneers are trying to cut off the spawn runners. And one of these members of Fnatic is just able to slip into the market and get a stop. They're still in a comfortable spot, not too worrying here for Pioneers. They can take a little extra time, put this flag in. That's going to be first flag on the board for the hometown heroes, the Kansas City Pioneers.
All right, the Pioneers definitely got a game plan when it comes down to running these flags through palms and antenna. Working out for them. You know, even with that disjointed push, they still got the kills and they had the pressure that they needed to get that flag through the door. So far, so good for the Pioneers. Taulek's having a great game to start. On the flip side is Sceptify, who he's battling up against as far as the Super Slayers on each squad. Now Druk gets a nade kill.
I was going to say,
top.
a great nade and a terrible nade. First nade hitting himself, the second one somehow banking that off in the bar and just getting a great kill. Juziro being sneaky with his flag. Sometimes sneaky with the flag is okay, but in general, you want to drop that and just get more firepower on the map. Right there, just laying down a couple shots on the player on his flag. This is going to be a quick kill here from the Fnatic side, but now Juziro has to watch his back, just free firing, just knowing players can be pushing across catwalk, and that's going to be Manny taking out Juziro, Sceptify taking out Manny, and that is going to be a tied game here as Fnatic put in a flag cap of their own.
Fnatic with a quick response, all tied up 1-1. New Rockets come up in 10. New OS in 8. SuperCC holding his ground. Juziro is able to get 1, but he's traded out. It's a 3v3 on the map. Power weapons are officially up. Who's going to grab him? It's going to be a quick kill from Taulek. That OS is on the ground. He's going to be able to scoop it, and he'll get it off no problems. Now, he's stacked looking thick on the map, but we'll see if he can come out with the kills as he's on the offensive.
I like that confidence, too. As soon as he pops that OS, stands on top of the market and was like, who was shooting me? Which one of you was it?
Where you at?
Where'd you go? Huh?
Now,
I thought you were shooting me.
Picking up the kill, and you got the rest of the Pioneers in their base as SoulSnipe, rockets in hand. He'll pull this flag. He hits
needs
the power
to pass
slide.
that flag to somebody else, and like that, lets his teammate take it through the tree. Gets hopefully a trade there. Does take out Sceptify, so damage has been done, and now going to be on the defensive as he tries to help get this flag stop. But here's the consistent problem we've seen from Pioneers. Flag is in the center of the map, and sometimes they don't have enough firepower. So I like this transition from SoulSnipe. Instead of worrying just about the recub, decides to go back to the center of the map and help escort this. Taulek getting shot in the back. This could be disastrous here for Pioneers.
I don't know if the flag goes away on time. No, there was a touch right there. So it's going to be Fnatic able to pull the flag down bottom Rockets. It's in the hands of Envore. And on the flip side, we should be able to see Pioneers. Yep, it's in the hands of SoulSnipe. So he gets it back. He'll back down. There's no recovery there.
These are dangerous times. This is a good old-fashioned flag standoff, Blaze.
Now,
and generally, this ends in 2 ways.
Okay.
One way is both teams push through, get aggressive, get kills, and return both flags simultaneously. The second way is one team gets real happy because they get the kill, they get the recovery, and generally they get a second flagpole.
And in a 1-1 matchup here on Bazaar CTF, that squad is going to be happy. Now Envore shooting out of top VR. He'll pull his flag back, and he has his flag pretty pressed forward just so he can still be a part of the fight.
Yes, I was going to say, I strongly prefer Sceptify's positioning over the KC Pioneers positioning. Since they're on the aggressive, they want to have just that extra BR in the center of the map to help get those weapons, get those power-ups. Here's the overshield popping up right now. That's going to be going in the hands of the Kansas City Pioneers. So SoulSnipe has the Bulldog in the center. He feels like his spidey sense is tingling. Oh, it looks like they're going to get the recovery. I was going to say,
just see the return up top.
He was going back to his base and said, all right, I need to go back and help escort this flag in. And I like that play. When in doubt, especially in a one-flag game, make sure you get that flag cap in case someone has slipped by, because these Fnatic players have been slippery.
We'll give credit to Druk there. I do believe he was the one that returned that flag in that situation. And now, as we see Druk throwing multiple defensive nades to get some damage out as he was under fire, gets those call-outs to his teammates, but no trades come out. Fnatic back at full at health and pressing forward. They'll be able to take over top mid. Now, gonna hop into the Pioneers BR, looking for that first kill. Juziro did find one. He'll hide here in the corner, see if he can get another. A melee, couldn't get the trade there.
Unable to get that trade, but Rocket's coming up soon. That's not going to be good here for Fnatic as they have 3 members down. Envore still taking up a bit more real estate. Finds this last member, or sorry, Envore was scouted out as the last member of Fnatic as these rockets were popping up. So we're going to have to see what Pioneers can do with these rockets. They most certainly have acquired those since they had the kills. And it looks like they're grabbing them late. Those rockets got grabbed 18 seconds after they spawned. That's unheard of at this pro level.
Exactly, because you know that those rockets can be a difference maker, but everyone else distracted in their gunfights. Oh, big rockets from SoulSnipe. 1 HP pretty much, as he was almost taken out, but that's 2 quick kills. What can you do with that advantage? What are you going to be able to do with those numbers? And we see Druk pressing the flag across the map. It should go home free, but those last few nades come through for the stop. Can Fnatic, can they clutch up? It's 2 down on the side of the Pioneers. Taulek being the gatekeeper, trying to protect SoulSnipe, but as SoulSnipe gets pressed, multiple members in the base of the Pioneers, they'll grab the flag back.
They are just rallying it back, and I was a little worried right there for Pioneers because sometimes when you desperate a flag like that, you may set yourselves up for a counter cap, and it looks like Fnatic are on the hunt. They get the kills. They didn't get the flag stop, but they do now have a flagpole and a chance to make this a one-flag game. But after those couple slays, I feel like that flag is donezo. Sceptify seeing all those X's across the map, Envore all the way through the alley. They need to hide and wait for some reinforcements, but they get snipped out. Druk knows that these members must be hiding inside of the map and finds Sceptify hiding in the corner.
Yes, he does, and now he sees a player top BR. SuperCC finds a kill. Druk wants to trade it out, and he will in his opponent's base, putting that grapple to good use, played at a very, very fast pace as Envore is taken out. Pioneers know that they got a man advantage on the map, and they're going to get another one as well. Player trapped inside of BR, not taken out just yet. He'll shimmy, scurry away down towards Truck and get away at that. But as this map starts to slow down a bit, he'll play peekaboo with Taulek, and Taulek knows that it's 50 seconds on the clock. I don't got to do too much.
You just need to buy time, get some slays. Every single kill that you get on a Fnatic member means a Fnatic member that cannot push down this flag, but Fnatic are not giving up just yet. They have gotten a flagpole. It hasn't gone off the post yet, but they are trying to make some maneuver, and this just might be it. Too many players went down there. Juziro, if he's going to make something happen, it's going to have to be a slay, a quick flag grab across the map, and set up his teammates for a second hole.
20 seconds on the clock for the Pioneers to send us to a map number 5, where we will battle it out on Live Fire Slayer. We'll see if they can get it done, but Walshy, I think they pretty much got it locked in. As they get the few victory kills, they set up the defense, and now we're all locked in 2-2.
We got ourselves a series, Blaze. Now, there are some teams sitting pretty in the winner's bracket right now that haven't played a single game yet of Halo today. Whereas we got Fnatic, they're going on their 10th tournament game of Championship Sunday. And they don't want to stop here. They want to keep it going.
Yeah, they do. They truly do. And we got ourselves another map 5. Back-to-back map 5s. I don't know, has anyone else got a map 5s like us all weekend? I think we may got the only 2.
We got the right combo right here.
Yeah, something, yo, Chris, GB, I love you both, okay? You know you guys are close to my heart. But I'm happy both of y'all are here today. A little bit. Chris, get well, okay? But it's been fun here casting with you, Wash. We have had 2 great series. Now, who's going to come out on top? Every single stat in which we've seen thus far, neck and neck in the KDs, the damage per second, the win rates. And it's been shown in the score line also. It was Taulek who was a superstar for Pioneers in this game, for them to be able to, you know, have that extra damage output for Pioneers to be able to pull those flags with ease.
Yeah, and looking at those slays across the board, obviously going in the favor of Pioneers with Manny, the only one going negative on that roster, and them successfully able to shut down every single player on the Fnatic side except for Sceptify, who went with +1.
Yeah, all right. Now, the damage and, you know, Druk, 7,200,
yeah,
okay?
Putting up numbers, getting in some engagements right there.
That right there, that's the one that stands out. So, and we saw his aggression too, right? Every fight, he didn't mind challenging it. He didn't mind getting in somebody's face, being there, because he was confident, I'm gonna at least trade out my kill, okay? But one of these times, I'm gonna come out with a double kill. I'm gonna get some better positioning, and I know the way that Taulek and the rest of the squad is playing, they'll come through with the cleanups and start pulling these flags. Your series layout, when we started off, it was Fnatic with full momentum in that Oddball. But since then, a back and forth battle, a tug-of-war pool. But if history continues, this Fnatic taking it serious, because they've never, ever since the first round of Oddball, they've pretty much been up slightly in this series, I feel like.
Yeah, I do feel that KC Pioneers, every single game except for the Oddball one, have had their chances and their leads. You know, we did see Fnatic pull it back in the Recharge Strongholds. We saw them pull it back in that Slayer and almost get victory in game number 2. But for the most part, I feel like Pioneers have been in the driver's seat for these last 3 games, and so I would expect that trend to continue. I mean, if anything, there's no excuse at this point. There's no like, oh, we're not warmed up, we're not ready. You're going to game 5. It's do or die right here.
And you're right, over the last 3 maps, you throw that first one out, it is a Pioneer series, okay? They blew the lead, but outside of that one, they've been golden. Now, as we go on towards the Slayer and just kind of recalling that first Slayer back, it was Pioneers. They got up to like a 10-kill lead.
Yes,
we didn't get our tie game until
I think it's like the 30 to 38
or 40s,
mark,
yeah, towards the late part of it. All right, but live Fire Slayer. If you're a Pioneers fan, let us know where you're at in a building, because they need you. On the flip side, Fnatic looking to get it done and move on through the elimination bracket, led by Envore. They're ready to play.
Both these teams are 2 and 3 in Slayers so far this weekend across Kansas City. Not sure if that takes into account the game number 2 we saw earlier today with Pioneers, so Pioneers might be 3 and 3, but regardless, these teams are neck and neck, and let's see who comes out ahead here in this crucial game number 5. One team going home. One team's already kind of home if you're considering Kansas City Pioneers. But one team going home and one team making the way to the top 8. Both these squads so evenly matched. I cannot wait to see how this goes.
Now, you got new Camel coming up in 6 seconds. It's 1-1 on the board. Solid shots coming out from Manny, and he's going to take a quick look to green. Free back shots right there towards top middle to get the easy cleanup on the kill. He sees the snipe there. He ducks, he dodges, slides in. Solid shots. What a play that was.
Just gets, does
Talk
not
about
want
being
that to go in
scared.
the Pioneers' hands. Yeah, not even
That
going
was
for
a
that
scary
last
play.
snipe. I like that play, and that's one thing we haven't been seeing enough for people to like truly just throw the weapon off the map. A lot of people are jumping off with it in certain cases, but right there, just fearful of letting Pioneers spiral this one out of control. Did not feel confident that he was going to pull off some miraculous play of getting a couple snipe headshots and keeping that sniper in the hands of Fnatic.
You'll never see me throw a snipe off the map for free. I'm going to clear out that whole clip in the sky somewhere before I go down, and then I'm coming back for it right after you kill me. So, in the end, all fun and games. We're tied up 5-5, a neck-and-neck battle, and you'll see Sceptify get a kill, and then quickly responded back there from the Pioneers as they're down by 1 on board with Envore as he moves on over towards green, heat wave in hand. I think there's one more player down here. He'll clean him up. And so Fnatic, they'll hold this house side of the map as well as green, but they're playing from the bottom, okay? They need to get some pressure, some presence here towards middle. Now they finally get it. They're able to look over there towards house, get these kills, and just rain down fire.
Yeah, and just look at that. All those remember Fnatic are the ones at the top center. Does not have to worry. I believe that was Sceptify who was up there earlier and could just back down a little bit. No, actually, it was not Sceptify. Sceptify was the one down low. But regardless, either way, that member Fnatic was able to lay down the shots in the garage and just back up towards top center. Think about how much map presence you have where you can turn your back towards the whole top center half of the map.
And just focus on that one little corner.
That little area. Yes, it just shows they have full command of that area.
Also, they understand that once we get those kills, do another quick 180 turn and start pushing in towards the other corner of the map and try to get that pinch once again, as well as probably pick up some weapons as we see Fnatic with a 5-kill lead. Envore, as he is going to be 7-1 wash. I told you, you do not want to get this guy going on Championship Sunday. He has taken over 8-1 now. Sceptify getting some solid shots in towards green. He'll look at top mid. The assist comes through. Juziro gets 2 as Fnatic has not slowed down whatsoever.
Nope, and this is the pivotal moment coming up here, Blaze. Sniper comes up in 7 seconds. We're going to see if one of these teams can control it before SuperCC grabs it and tosses off the map again.
Yeah, and that was a great nade there by Druk and good discipline by Pioneers. They'll get themselves a heat wave and a kill there towards middle, maybe even some plasmas. But on the flip side, Snipe should get picked up out of Pioneers, I believe, right there in that situation. Druk down low, knowing that he has to take over, that he has to put out some damage, force players to have to play around him. Trapped in the corner, no nades, only the repulsor, but couldn't get the knockback and couldn't get the help in time.
Yeah, could not return that one to the sender. Has to check with the delivery person there next time. Juziro, though, has the sniper. Team is up by 7, and they're looking pretty right now. So this is going to be a crucial snipe because I've always felt these power weapons, they go both ways. One, they're going to extend the lead, but also, similarly before, they do not want this to get in the hands of KC Pioneers. KC Pioneers sees some sort of shift like this power-up or this sniper to get in their hands to bring this one back.
Yeah, a few power weapons dropped down in the house, and they should go in the hands of the Pioneers. As you got SuperCC almost got away with the camo, and it's going to be on the ground there.
Yeah, that overshield just sitting down right there over near the shortcut, and it looks like KC Pioneers will quickly gobble that one up there, only down by 3 kills, despite this entire exchange. Fnatic have had sniper, Fnatic have had great positioning, but Pioneers have been relentless. They've been putting this pressure on, and so these members of Fnatic have not been able to set up, and so now we see Heat Wave in the hands of Pioneers, Sniper in the hands of Pioneers. Can they close this gap even further? It's now a 2-kill game, Blaze.
Oh, it is, and that's a double kill coming out for the Pioneers. They find another. They cut the deficit 2-1. SoulSnipe, can he tie the game up? He won't be able to do it, but Manny will. 27-27, SoulSnipe with the heat wave in hand as he's relaxed with his teammates behind him, but not too relaxed. He knows that it's up to him to guard the low side, and he shall.
And you hear the crowd chanting KCP throughout this whole weekend. They're doing it more now than ever with this 1-kill lead. They were down by 7. Back to a 1-kill lead, so that's so huge for them. And you know they're gonna be feeling good when they're getting these trades. You know they're getting in their comfort zone. KCP are such an aggressive team.
Let's not forget, Fnatic already won Game 5 today against SSG to make it here against the Pioneers. And as we're tied 31-31, we'll see if they got some of that same magic that they had before. As Juziro get a few nades down there towards green. And you see the spawns on coming in from Fnatic there towards the right side.
Even though it's a tie game, though, sorry to cut you off, Blaze. Even though it's a tie game, all these members of Pioneers are just stuck over here at green, and they're starting to put this constriction on. Taulek and the KC Pioneers find a quick gap there in the garage and break out. That could have been devastating if they stayed stuck over in that yard / green area.
It takes one kill for Fnatic to pick that one up before they start charging at you for the other 3. But instead, Pioneers get some better footing. Envore will find 2. Manny gets 1. It's a man advantage for Fnatic on the map, but can they press forward, trade out these kills, keep the lead? Well, it's a tie game right now, and it's just a back and forth tug-of-war battle. It's been a tale of this series thus far as the OS is up. SoulSnipe may have won the biggest 1v1 throughout the night.
That is all 4 down there. KC Pioneers have overshield. They have all the members of Fnatic spawning at green. They have them pinned in this corner. This could be so dangerous. This lead could be extended even further. That overshield gets melted though, Blaze. Getting a little too aggressive. Didn't have the rest of the teammates flying with them. And just like that, what looked like it was going to be a spawn kill and trade there ends up being a few deaths going towards Pioneers. What a breakout from Fnatic.
Yeah, and then Fnatic, they'll be able to tie the game once again. It was looking scary for them, but I know they hit a big sigh of relief when, you know, SoulSnipe wasn't able to be successful with that whole S. But he is successful in the trade, keeping this game tied. We're about to break the 40-point marker, Walsh, in this elimination matchup between the Pioneers and Fnatic. Under 5 minutes left in this map, which is plenty of time to get 9 more kills, especially if you're on the side of the Pioneers, as they got the 1 lead.
Yep, they had the lead, and also Taulek had the sniper, so we'll have to see if he had any more ammo in that, but that's one of the first times we've seen the sniper actually being utilized. I believe all the rest of the time there's been so much pressure, but I see you pointing over there real quick.
Only person
Blaze,
positive.
Who is going positive right now? The star that you've been talking about, Envore.
It's up to him if Fnatic wants to win this game. Envore has to turn up here. In the later portion, it's a missed snipe there by Taulek, and power weapons go over towards Fnatic. I do believe they got the heat wave. They got the snipe in the late game. It's looking scary, especially if you're a Pioneers fan. Sceptify moves here towards the back, loses a big 1v1 to SoulSnipe. It's another tie game, and the Pioneers will group up. They huddle up to be there for each other in case they need to trade. SoulSnipe, he's looking, he's shooting. The OS didn't get cleaned up. He's flaying. Envore finds a kill. He knocks him back. Juziro gets another one. Back and forth. Fnatic up 1. Sceptify gets some good shots, and who is that? It's one player running away from the Pioneers. It don't matter. He can't die, Walsh.
But look at that trade in and out from these Pioneers members, just baiting and switching this overshield player to chip it away little by little, and just little by little, Pioneers pull ahead and get the overshield kill.
Now SoulSnipe has the heat wave. Druk with commando. A kill comes through for Fnatic in this moment. 2 needed. This one may come down towards a snail's pace as everyone's looking for intel, looking for anything. New snipe in 13.
It's going to be a bloodbath up there if anyone goes for it. Both these teams are going to be keeping a cautious eye near that sniper. I love what SoulSnipe's doing, though. Just wait for a moment. He has a grenade at his disposal. Look at this. An aggressive overextension from Fnatic. Trying to push out towards the power-up. That's 2 kills over Pioneers. Sniper's up. SoulSnipe trying to see if he can find anyone flanking below. They see the last kill over at Keydor. One goes down. And that's going to be Pioneers winning 50 to 49.
Oh my God, they get it done! Talk about suspense. Talk about a series. Talk about coming huge when you need it on a championship Sunday. The home team gets it done, and they are erupting this venue.
The venue is alive, and what a ending. Those two members, that 2v2 over at Keydor, it was so smart of SoulSnipe to realize, all right, we got 2 down. These other people will be scurrying away, so they're probably going to be in tunnel, and they just decided to take the fight before anyone else from Fnatic spawned.
Oh, my. And so, and especially when they saw the play for OS, they saw about 3 players go over there. They get 1 kill, they got a few weak, and they knew this is the time where we have to press it in this game, because at the end of the day, damage is currency, okay? And once that damage was put out, you don't want to have to work that hard again, okay? You got to commit, take this play now, and hey, they committed. And great self-control with the heat wave there at the end, because you saw he wanted to shoot, but his teammate was in front of him, and he was like, oh my God, I cannot take him out. Trigger discipline there from Druk.
It was a tough spot at that key door, because both sides of that door those players were at, or you can always jump over on that quick little electrical box above the key door. So right there, just kind of let that teammate go out, check it out, and then close out the game. But taking a look at that damage dealt, Taulek, 4,800 damage that game. Most damage dealt, least damage taken.
Yeah. Taulek, he went off, man. And, you know, on the side of Fnatic, Envore, okay, the only one to go even. You see his damage? What is that? What, 14 plus?
Yeah,
plus 14.
43.
He goes off. They're down within 1 kill. Okay, just 1 kill from moving forward. And you called it, right? The difference maker. When we look at the Slayer stats, that first map wasn't locked in, okay? So that little bit of edge, okay?
That 0.01
that little bit of edge in the end is just a testament to our statisticians out here at the HCS and all our amazing analysts, because, hey, the numbers, they told the story today.